What's good, gamers? Welcome back to another episode of Fizzy MTG. Guys, we're going to pick up where we left off in this beautiful box here. Yes, I just got to find where that is because I know there's a point. Oh, here we go. Yes. Okay. Somewhere. There it is. This should be it, right? Nope. One more. One. Right there. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. Just got to get these going here. Bloop. Just going to go ahead and pull these out. And we'll continue where we left off. How's your day going? You guys doing all right up there? I hope so. Beautiful, beautiful. We got ourselves an Aether Squall Ancient. 5 a blue and a blue for a Leviathan with flying. Beginning of your upkeep, you get 3 energy counters. Pay 8 energy counters. Return all other creatures to their owner's hand. Activate this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery. Nice. Then we got Mass Manipulation. XX blue, 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 blue. Gain control of X target creatures and or planeswalkers. Ooh, very interesting. Commence the end game. This is a card you play in the end game. 4 blue and a blue for an instant. This spell can't be countered. Draw 2 cards, then amass X. Where X is the number of cards in your hand. Put X 1/1 counters on an army you control. If you don't control one, create a 0/0 black zombie army creature token first. Nice. And we got a couple of those. We got a beautiful Wicked Wolf. That's a Wicked Wolf right there, too. A green and a green for a wolf creature. When a Wicked Wolf enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Sacrifice a food, put a 1/1 counter on Wicked Wolf. It gains indestructible until the end of turn. Tap it. That's fun. Put this in the food deck and go nuts. Perforos's Intervention. X and a red for sorcery. Choose one. Create an X1 red elemental creature token with Trample and Haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. Perforos's Intervention deals twice X damage to target creature or planeswalker. Dang, okay. And then we got an Org. Summon Org. 3 a red and a red for a Org. Trample. Org may not attack if opponent controls an untapped creature of power greater than 2. Org cannot be assigned to block any creature of power greater than 2. Okay, interesting. And we got a couple of those at least. Volatile Rig is a 4-drop. Artifact creature construct with Trample. Volatile Rig attacks each turn if able. Whenever Volatile Rig is dealt damage, flip a coin. If you lose the coin flip, or the flip, sacrifice Volatile Rig. When Volatile Rig dies, flip a coin. If you lose the flip, it deals 4 damage to each creature and each player. Wow, okay. That actually sounds solid. In some cases, you probably want it to lose the flip. That sounds awesome. We got a beautiful 8-drop Skarg Goliath. Oh, crap. A few of those. We'll read this one. Trample, Blood Rush, you can pay 5 green. Discard Skarg Goliath. Target attacking creature gets +9/+9 against Trample until the end of turn. God, I love that. That's so cool. I mean, it's a 7 mana ability, but still, just why not give something +9/+9 and Trample? To me, that's worth like 7 or 8 mana. No problemo. Wrong turn. 1 and a blue for an instant. Target opponent gains control of target creature. If an attacking or blocking creature changes controllers, it's removed from combat. Okay, that's good to know. Cool. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, yeah, and we got a bunch of them, too. Yurlok, the Scorched Thrash. I'm pretty sure we've already read this card. We're going to go past it. But you guys can pause it and read it if you'd like, just in case you haven't been keeping up to the series. That's fine. Zot's Will. I don't know if we read this one or not. A 5-drop instant. Choose one. If you control a commander, as you cast a spell, you may choose both. Each opponent sacrifices a creature they control with the greatest power. Exile all cards from all opponents' graveyards. Then create X 0/1 Black Thrall creature tokens where X is the greatest power among creature cards exiled this way. Interesting. And we got a few of these. Heck yeah. Oh, yeah. I love me some spiders. Sweet Gum Recluse, 4 green, Flash, Cascade Reach. Oh, I love that music to my ears. When Sweet Gum Recluse enters the battlefield, put 3/1/1 counters on each of any number of target creatures that entered the battlefield this turn. So it cascades and makes something bigger, and it's just good. And oh yeah, baby, we got a few of them. Oh yes, oh yeah, even just 4. I mean, I was kind of hoping for more. That's okay. Sakashima's Protege. Okay, a shapeshifter. 4 blue for a shapeshifter with flash and cascade. Oh, gotta love the cascade. You may have Sakashima's Protege enter the battlefield as a copy of any permanent that entered the battlefield this turn. Wow. That seems pretty solid. And we've got a good 3 of these. And then we've got Sakashima's Will. 3 and a blue for a sorcery. Choose one. If you control a commander, as you cast a spell, you may choose both. Target opponent chooses a creature they control. You gain control of it. Choose a creature you control. Each other creature you control becomes a copy of that creature. Wow, until the end of turn. That sounds pretty freaking powerful in the right deck. Singir, the Dark Baron. I mean, imagine you've got a whole bunch of token creatures. I think you can do that, right? You just turn them all into like freaking massive tramplers. Turn them all into Scarred Goliath. They're all 9/9 trample. That's insane. Singir, the Dark Baron. 4, a black and a black for a legendary creature, Vampire Noble. Flying, whenever another creature dies, put 2/1/1 counters on Singir, the Dark Baron. Whenever another player loses the game, you gain life equal to that player's life total as the turn began. And has partner. That's cool. Love that. Oh, yeah. A buddy of mine has this card, and it's pretty solid. 5, a white and a white for Soul of Eternity. It's an avatar. Soul of Eternity's power and toughness are equal to your life total, and it has Encore. You can pay 7 white, exile this card from your graveyard. For each opponent, create a top token copy that attacks that opponent this turn if able. They gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of the next end step. Activate only as a sorcery. Not bad. And we've got 4 of those. Rootweaver Druid. This was in Big Boys for a while. 2 and a green for an Elf Druid. When Rootweaver Druid enters the battlefield, each opponent may search their library for up to 3 basic land cards. They each put one of those cards onto the battlefield tapped under your control, and the rest onto the battlefield tapped under their control. Then each player who searched the library this way shuffles it. Pretty solid little card, if you ask me. Rakshasa Debaser. 4, a black and a black for a cat demon. Whenever Rakshasa Debaser attacks, target creature card from... put target creature card from defending player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Wow, that sounds awesome. Encore, you can pay 6, a black and a black to exile this card from your graveyard. For each opponent, create a token that copy that attacks that opponent this turn if able. They gain haste. Sacrifice them at the beginning of your next end step. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay, so that's what that ability does. I should have just read the first part. Chance Encounter. This is a cool looking card right here. 2, a red and red for an enchantment. Whenever you win a coin flip, put a luck counter on Chance Encounter. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Chance Encounter has 10 or more luck counters on it, you win the game. That actually sounds like a fun deck, build. Build a coin flip deck and try to win with this card. That sounds fun. I love that. I know we've already read this. Fronland Felidar. Pretty cool little card there. I love anything with vigilance. Ooh, okay. Dancing Sword, 1 and a white, artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2. When equipped creature dies, you may have Dancing Sword become a 2/1 construct artifact creature with flying and ward 1. If you do, it isn't an equipment. I like that. Heck yeah. And then we got Titan's Nest. 1, a black, a green, and a blue. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard. Exile a card from your graveyard, add colorless, spend this mana only to cast a colored spell without X in its mana cost. That's an interesting little card. Very cool. Labyrinth Raptor. We've already read this. It's a beautiful little card here. Don't mind getting a ton of those. Find and Finality. Okay, so Find is a black, a black, green, a green, black, or a green, green. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, and it's a sorcery. Finality is also a sorcery. For 4, a black and a green, you may put 2 +1/+1 counters on creature you control. Then all creatures get -4/-4 until end of turn. Dang, okay. That sounds kind of fun. The Blood Sky Massacre. 1, a black and a red for a saga. Stage 1. Create a 2/3 red demon berserk creature Demon Berserker creature token with Menace. Solid. Stage 2, whenever a Berserker attacks this turn, you draw a card and lose 1 life. And then stage 3, add red for each Berserker you control until the end of turn. You don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. Dang, okay, heck yeah. Got a few of those. And we got Dispossess. Beautiful. 2 and a black for sorcery. Choose an artifact card name. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the chosen name and exile them. That player shuffles his or her library. Dang, so if you kind of know what your opponent's doing, you can get rid of one of their like combo pieces. That sounds potentially devastating. Glyph Keeper, 3, a blue and a blue for a Sphinx. Flying, whenever Glyph Keeper comes to target a spell or ability for the first time each turn, counter that spell or ability. Embalm, 5, a blue and a blue. Exile this card from your graveyard. Create a token as a copy, except it's a white zombie Sphinx with no mana cost. Emblem as a sorcery. Okay, heck yeah. Glint Sleeve Siphoner. Human Rogue, it's 1 and a black. Menace, whenever Glint Sleeve Siphoner enters a battlefield or attacks, you get an energy counter. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may pay 2 energy counters. If you do, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. I don't mind that at all. Lost in the Woods, baby. 3, a green and a green. Jeez, I'm lost here. Enchantment. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a forest card, remove that creature from combat, then put the revealed card on the bottom of your library. Okay, interesting. Sphinx of Lost Truths. 3, a blue and a blue for a Sphinx. Kicker, pay 1 and a blue. Flying, when Sphinx of Lost Truth enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, and if it wasn't kicked, discard 3 cards. So draw 3, discard 3. Not bad. Amber Prison. Is that Amrita? Oh my god. 4 mana, colorless, for an artifact. You may choose not to untap Amber Prison during your untap step. Pay 4 and tap. Tap target artifact, creature, or land. As long as Amber Prison is tapped, that permanent doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. That actually sounds solid. I could be wrong, but that sounds pretty darn good. Abyssal Hunter. Beautiful. 3 and a black for a minion. Pay a black and tap. Tap target creature. Abyssal Hunter deals damage equal to its power to that creature. Okay, that doesn't sound bad at all either. Very interesting. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've wanted this card for a long time and I don't even know what it does. I love, like, in D&D, the Lich is one of my favorite enemies because it's just like, crazy wizard. It's black for a creature zombie with indestructible. As Phylactery Lich enters the battlefield, put a Phylactery counter on an artifact you control. When you control no permanents with Phylactery counters on them, sacrifice Phylactery Lich. Very interesting. And it's a 5/5 for 3. No wonder people love this freaking card. Oh, so hoping we had more than one. That's okay. Still pretty sick. Dream Stealer, 2 and a black. Creature Human Wizard, Menace. Whenever Dream Stealer deals combat damage to a player, that player discards that many cards. Eternalize for 4, a black and a black. Exile this card from the graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 4/4 black zombie human wizard with no mana cost. Internalize only as a sorcery. Pretty cool. Heaven to Earth. Heaven deals X damage to target creature, to each creature with flying. It's X in the green. And then Earth is X green, red. And Aftermath, cast a spell only from your graveyard, then exile it. Earth deals X damage to each creature without flying. That's pretty cool. Interesting little combo there. Tidal Force, 5 blue. At the beginning of each upkeep, you may tap or untap target permanent. Oh, dang. And it's a 7/7. I love that. Nessian Boar. This is a cool as heck card, too, because it's a 10/6 for 5. It's a boar. All creatures able to block Nessian Boar do so. Whenever Nessian Boar becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller draws a card. It kind of makes me think of Tree Shaker Chimera, except for Tree Shaker Chimera, when all creatures block it, and when it dies, it draws you, I believe, 3 cards. Invocation of Saint Traft. It's an enchantment aura. For 1, a white and a blue. Enchanted creature has whenever this creature attacks, put a 4/4 white angel token with flying onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. Exile that token at the end of combat. Dang. And then we got a beautiful Silumgar Assassin, 1 and a black for a human assassin. Creatures with power greater than Silumgar Assassin's power can't block it. And it's got Megamorph for 2 and a black. When Silumgar Assassin is turned face up, destroy target creature with power 3 or less and opponent controls. Heck yeah. Dang, heck yeah, that's half that. We're halfway, guys. We're halfway through the box. And kind of funny because we're halfway through this video. We will not finish this in this video, but we're going to definitely get, a little further into it. So, what other epic cards await us? I have no clue, but I'm excited. Uh-oh. Yeah. Trying to get it out of the box is the tricky part here. Come on now. Come on now, darn it. There we go. There's a solid little chunk. Oh, yeah, and they're upside down, so we don't even know what they are yet. All right, small chunk. Place your bets. I'm going to say blue card. Bam. Oh, darn it. It was black. I thought it was going to be blue. Okay, let's see here. Rakshasa Debaser. Already read this card. Oh, baby, we got Obeka Brute Chronologist. Heck yeah. 1, a blue, a black, and a red. For a legendary creature, Ogre Wizard. The player whose turn it is may end the turn. You just tap it. That actually sounds like it could be extremely useful. So, heck yeah. Playgriever, 2 and a black. At the beginning of your end step, sacrifice each other creature you control. Discard 2 cards, sacrifice Playgriever, choose target opponent. Return Playgriever to the battlefield under that player's control at the beginning of their next upkeep. Interesting. And we've got 4 of those. Promise of Tomorrow. That's cool. 2 and a white. Enchantment. Whenever a creature you control dies, exile it at the beginning of each end step. If you control no creature, sacrifice Promise of Tomorrow and return all cards exiled with it to the battlefield under your control. Oh, dang. That's strong, dude. At least it seems like it to me. That seems crazy powerful. Magus of the Order. 2, a green and a green for a human wizard. Pay a green and tap, sacrifice Magus of the Order, and and another green creature. Search your library for a green creature, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Dang! Okay, so it just searches for something and puts it on the battle. That sounds solid. When this happens, do you get an ETB trigger, an Enter the Battlefield trigger? If so, please let me know in the comments, because that's insane if that's the case. Master Warcraft. 2, a white and a white, or 2, a red and a red, or 2, a red and a white, or 2, a white and a red. Cast a spell only before attackers are declared. You choose which creatures attack this turn. You choose which creatures block and how those creatures block. Oh, wow. Okay, that sounds potentially deadly. We've already read this card, but it is interesting. Sundering Stroke, 6 and a red. For a sorcery, Sundering Stroke deals 7 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. If at least 7 red mana was spent to cast this spell, instead, Sundering Stroke deals 7 damage to each of those permanents and or players. Oh, dang. That sounds pretty solid, actually. I know it's high mana cost, but I don't care. Oh, yeah. We got ourselves a beautiful little Simic creature here. X green blue. I believe that's Simic. Legendary creature Serpent. Verazal the Split Current. Interesting. Enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it for each mana spent to cast it. Oh, yeah. Whenever you cast a kicked spell, you may remove 2 +1/+1 counters from Verazal. If you do, copy that spell and choose new targets for the copy. Oh, that sounds like a solid little card. I am so glad they gave us 4 of those. Oh, yeah. Labyrinth Raptor, more of those. Heck yeah, don't mind if I do. Offspring's Revenge, 2, a red, a white, and a black for an enchantment. Beautiful. At the beginning of each combat on your turn, exile target red, white, or black creature card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 1/1. It gains haste until your next turn. Oh, dang, okay. That sounds like it could be really useful depending on the deck. Fronland Felidar, Rakshasa Debaser. Oh! We got a Jar of Eyeballs. That's a weird card. 3 mana. Let's see. Artifact. Whenever a creature you control dies, put 2 eyeball counters on Jar of Eyeballs. Pay 3 and tap. Remove all eyeball counters from Jar of Eyeballs. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of eyeball counters removed this way. Put one of them into your hand and the rest onto the bottom of your library in any order. Dang. That actually sounds like it could be really useful. Interesting little, like, scry, I guess, basically. Like a weird way of doing that. I dig it. Oh, yeah, and this is some good old Shadow over Innistrad rares, looks like. Corrupted Graphstone. For 2 mana, Corrupted Graphstone enters the battlefield tapped. You can tap it, choose a color of a card in your graveyard, add 1 mana of that color to your mana pool. Okay, interesting. Transmogrifying Wand for 3 colorless. It's an artifact. When it enters the battlefield with 3 charge counters on it, you can pay 1 tap, remove a charge counter from Transmogrifying Wand, destroy target creature. Its controller creates a 2/4 white ox creature token. Activate this ability anytime you could cast a sorcery. Pretty cool. And more Labyrinth Raptor. Oh, yeah. I said Raptor. It's a raptor. Aura Skyclave Hierophant. For 2, a white and a black. It is a core cleric with lifelink. Whenever Aura Skyclave Hierophant or another cleric you control dies, return target cleric card with lesser converted mana cost from your graveyard to the battlefield. Heck yeah. And they gave us a couple of those. Got a beautiful unpredictable Cyclone. For 3, a red and a red. Let's see. An enchantment. If cycling ability of another non-land card would cause you to draw, instead exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a card that shares a card type with the cycled card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost, then put the exiled cards that weren't cast this way on the bottom of your library in a random order. Oh, dang. Okay. That could go in my cycling deck, actually, perhaps. That sounds like some fun there. Gleam of Authority. 1 and a white for an enchantment aura. Enchanted creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each +1/+1 counter on other creatures you control. Oh, dang. Enchanted creature has vigilance. Add, pay a white and tap. Bolster 1. To bolster 1, you choose a creature with the least toughness among creatures you control and put a +1/+1 counter on it. Dang. Okay. Don't mind if I do. Now we got a beautiful Trap Essence for Timur. Green, a blue, and a red. Instant. Counter target creature spell. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on up to 1 target creature. Okay. Ooh, Territorial Allosaurus. For 2, a green and a green, you get a 5/5 with Kicker. For 2 and a green, when Territorial Allosaurus enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, it fights another target creature, which is pretty solid. Aether Storm Rock for 2, a white and a white. Flying bird with, whenever Aether Storm Rock or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you get an energy counter. Whenever Aether Storm Rock attacks, you may pay 2 energy counters. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on it and tap up to 1 target creature defending player controls. Ooh. Beautiful. Dragon Throne of Tarkir. 4 colorless mana for a legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature has Defender and pay 2, tap other creatures you control, gain Trample, and get +X/+X to the end of turn, where X is this creature's power. Oh, yeah. That sounds awesome. Sultai Ascendency for a black, a green, and a blue. It is an enchantment with at the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put any number of them into your graveyard, and the rest back on the top of your library in any order. Not bad. So that's Sultai. Green, black, blue. Druidic Satchel. Beautiful. 3-drop artifact with 2 tap. Pay 2 tap. Reveal the top card of your library. It's a creature card. If it's a creature card, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. If it's a land, put that card onto the battlefield under your control. If it's a non-creature, non-land card, you gain 2 life. Okay, cool. Not bad. Ageless Entity for 3, a green and a green. An elemental, whenever you gain life, put that many +1/+1 counters on Ageless Entity. Oh, baby, that sounds solid. Good lord. Rampaging Baloths. For 4, a green and a green, you get a beast with Trample and Landfall. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, you may create a 4/4 beast token. That sounds awesome. Oh, Arashi the Sky Asunder. Heck yeah, I love these green legends, baby. 3, a green and a green for a legendary creature Spirit. X green tap. Arashi the Sky Asunder deals X damage to target creature with flying, and you can channel for X green green. Discard Arashi. Arashi deals X damage to each creature with flying. Nice. Heck yeah. Oh, I love this card. This card is pretty solid right here. Ruxa, Patient Professor. It's a 2 green legendary creature bear druid. When Ruxa, Patient Professor enters the battlefield or attacks, return target creature with no abilities from your graveyard to your hand. Creatures you control with no abilities get +1/+1. You may have creatures you control with no abilities assign combat damage as though they weren't blocked. Oh yeah, that's a mono green vanilla commander right there. That's how you make a vanilla commander deck around this boy. So cool. Sequence Engine. That's cool. 2 in a green artifact. Pay X, tap, exile target creature card with mana value X from your graveyard. Create a 0/0 green-blue fractal creature token. Put X 1/1 counters on it. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay, not bad. Citadel Siege. 2, a white and a white for an enchantment. As Citadel Siege enters the battlefield, choose cons or dragons. Cons, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put 2 1/1 counters on target creature you control. Dragons, at the beginning of combat on each opponent's turn, tap target creature that player controls. Dang. Hunted Lamassu. For 2, a white and a white, you get a Lamassu. Flying, when Hunted Lamassu enters the battlefield, target opponent creates a 4/4 black horror creature token. Okay, interesting. Stalking Leonin. For 2 and a white, Cat Archer. When Stalking Leonin enters the battlefield, secretly choose an opponent. Reveal the player you chose. Exile target creature that's attacking you. If it's controlled by the chosen player, activate only once. Oh, that's kind of fun. So you can just choose a player, and then when they attack, you be like, "No, it was you. Your card's exiled." Together forever. 2-drop. 2 white for an enchantment. When Together Forever enters the battlefield, support 2. Put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. And you can pay 1, choose target creature with a counter on it. When that creature dies this turn, return that card to its owner's hand. Oh, I like that a lot. Combat Calligrapher. Yes. Flying Inklings can't attack you or planeswalker you control. Whenever a player attacks one of your opponents, that attacking player creates a tapped 2/1 white and black Inkling creature token that's with flying that's attacking that opponent. Interesting. Guardian Archon. It's a Archon for 4, a white and a white. Flying, as Guardian Archon enters the battlefield. 1 second. Oh yeah. Secretly choose an opponent. Reveal the player you chose. You and target permanent you control each gain protection from the chosen player until the end of turn. Activate only once. Okay, interesting. Very snaz. And then this will be the card starting the next episode. If you guys have enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, consider subscribing, all that good junk. I'm going to refresh the video, and I'll see you guys in the next part. I hope you guys are enjoying this little series. It's a lot of fun so far, and I'm digging this box. I am very happy with this box. Hope you guys are as well. Later.